Right, so today we're still looking at chapter 1. We're still on security principles, and this would be module 4. We've gone through module 1, module 2, module 3. I hope you've been able to attempt the practice questions, and I hope they've been really easy on you. So today we'll be looking at module 4, and module 4 is basically about governance. You see, this is quite an interesting topic. It's very important to understand it also because it comes out a lot. The major thing you need to understand in here is the difference between the policies, the standards, and the regulations and the laws. And it's very easy to understand. So once you understand what policy is, what procedure is, and all those other things, it's easy for you to easily put up with it. So we are going to proceed with it right now. So governance elements, right? These are the module objectives. We have lesson 1, 4.1, demonstrate relationship among governance elements and all that. So first thing we're going to look at is the governance element. So basically, governance is all about directing, right? It's directing. When you're governing, you are controlling the actions of people using maybe laws, policies, whatever it is. You're controlling the actions of people. You're directing them on what you want them to actually do. So basically, what happens with governance is there are just so many elements to it. And some elements you would see are regulations, you have standards, you have policies, and then you have procedures. It's necessary you understand the difference between policies, procedures, and all of that. Procedures are just the rules within the organization that tell you what you are supposed to do, or rather how you are supposed to do something. They tell you the steps you're supposed to take. It's procedural steps. Step 1, step 2, step 3, step 4. Those are procedures, right? And the next one we have there is policies. And basically with policies are government policies. You already know about government policies. Company policies rather. So company policies are just the rules within the organization. Just the rules, right? Procedures are like the step-by-step guidelines. Policies are the rules. And right after policies, we have standards. Standards are always working with industries. That's why you hear industry standard, you hear company policy, and you hear company procedure. Industry standard. And the very last one is regulations or laws. Basically, anything laws usually relating to government. So government laws. Now, there's something I need to point out about it that always came out in the exam, right? The government laws are well above the organization policies. The government laws will still control some standards because the government can choose whether or not to follow these rules that are being brought up by the industries or the companies, right? The government dictates those things. So government law is usually above policies, standards, and procedures. Now, if that is up for argument, you let me know in the comments. It's just what I think. So, yes, government laws and regulations, and those are commonly in forms of laws and all of that. So that's good. We are good on that. So in order, we are going to put it this way. Let me get out the whiteboard. And basically we have the first one being procedures. Procedures, of course, step by step. Guidelines, right? Procedures come first, followed by the policies. And right after the policies, we have the industry standards. And right after standards, we have the government law. Let's just put law. Now, the law does not only relate to the country, it would also relate to the state, even if it's the local government where it's being resided or whatever. All of that are laws, and the laws usually above the standard. Most times, standards are above policies, let's call this government. That's why you get government law, industry standard, company policy, and procedures. So once you can differentiate between all this, you are done with chapter 4. The test will test you further on it, so you would have enough time to see if you're really ready for it. So we have the tabs in here that you could click to see a little bit more about it. Something I should point out though, the ISO is basically an industry standard that basically speak about how something should be done technically, right? The industry standard for organization, they define quite a lot of the technical things we are going to be working on. So ISO is going to define a lot of things, the encryption standards, communication standards, and all of those things, right? And we have NIST. NIST is a government agency in the United States, and what NIST does is that it, brings out the standards for communication, how you should communicate in security, in a very secure way. So that basically is a standard. We have other standards. We have other organizations that offer standards like the IETF, the IEE, and all those other things. So, yep, that's a standard. Oh, look at that. The IETF is there, and the IEE is also there. So, basically, all of that are standards. So, I feel we are done with that. Imagine that is the end of module 4. So it's not quite a big deal. So look at this. Which do you think the answer would be in this situation? Highest level governance documents in an organization. Take note, organization, right? Usually approved and issued by management, usually to support compliance. When you hear organization, please just put in, answer. You can pause the video and try to answer. Once you hear organization, please just go ahead and put in the standards, right? Sorry, not standards, the policy, I believe. And we have the next question. A security practitioner who needs step-by-step instructions to complete a provisioning task might use a dash to ensure they're performing the task in a consistent manner. Okay, step-by-step instructions. What do you think the answer is? Of course, procedures. Frameworks or dash are often offered by third-party organizations and cover specific advisory or compliance objectives. Third-party organizations giving rules, industry, right? So for industry, you just need to know that there is a body that is above the company. Possibly if you are selling, if you are maybe a sportsman, or you are in the movie industry, you're still under the entertainment industry. So whatever the entertainment industry defines, like says, oh, this is plus 18, you have to follow that directive, which is why we have the standards. And usually mandated by government. Anywhere you see anything government, please just go ahead and put in the law or regulation. And when you check the answer, we have all of those very correct. And we have another knowledge check here, obviously. We have the HIPAA. HIPAA is what? What is HIPAA again? Is it a government policy? Or is it a company policy? Or is it a government law? Or is it an industry standard? What do you think? Of course, if you went ahead to say HIPAA, which is the Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, is a law, then you might be correct because it's relating to the United States, which is basically a country that is under a government, that requires certain actions to be taken to protect health information. Many organizations use public frameworks, or what else could a framework be to guide the organization, right? They are using frameworks, meaning they are using where is my typing? Let me just type it out. If it's frameworks, I believe it's standards. And anything organizational is definitely, what is that again? Policy. And many departments and groups implement dash to detail how they should complete anything directives is definitely going to be our procedures. So procedures, and we can check the answer, and we have law policy, law standard policies and procedures, law standard policy and procedures. So it's quite an easy topic. You might need to go through it again, but that is basically module 4. Thank you very much.